It's me, Mario. Hello.
Preston can't play.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people who are about to do their own intro, I guess that kind of sound like it everywhere. Welcome back to another very exciting episode of Preston Can't Play. Hey, spooky ghost in the hall. That must be Preston Black.
Yep.
Door back to the safe room. It's me, Tom Mitchell. What's up? It's safe in here. Come in. Take your jacket off. Stay a while. The spooky ghost now. The spooky ghost out there. Taun is door. Go through Taun. And there's more.
Okay. I forgot to mention, I did a session without you of this for a reason that I can't remember now. It was so long ago. And I got all the stars that we were missing.
Can I tell you why it was? It was like, we weren't even behind. The last time we recorded, you're like, oh, we're so far ahead. And like, a few days later, like, hey, so we kind of need to record. Are you available this exact specific day, no other day ever? Like, no, sorry, I'm busy that day. Okay, well, I'm just going to record without you. Something like that is how it felt. That's how it felt. Why was it?
Were you in Montana?
No. Might have been around holiday stuff.
Yeah, I think it was holiday related.
That might have been your move to just be like, hey, let's, instead of also stressing about this on top of holiday stuff, let's just not.
Yeah.
let's just not.
Yeah, I vaguely remember having talking about because it was right before my birthday, because I went on a midlife crisis rant.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Are you? We've already. This has come up before, but I want to ask again. Are you okay? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm great. I talk to these toads because sometimes they give you stars.
Nice. Thanks, dog.
Star. Got a star. You bet. Save. Is it still there? No.
No. Get it twice.
Where's it going?
Get that sweet, sweet double star. Can I talk to you about something I want to talk about?
Yeah, please.
Are you ready for it?
Please.
Name of the game today. Is that your fan?
Yeah, I guess so.
Huh. I think the fan has a guess at what we're going to talk about today. Fan, what's your guess? Is it representation in video games? Because that's what that's going to be. That's what we're cooking towards. So as well you may know, I love and hate Overwatch with all of my heart. With all that I have to love with. They get a lot of leeway because they're very representative of a lot of groups who don't necessarily get to be main characters in video games very often.
Yeah.
Because
we've had several conversations about this on the show.
This has come up a time or two.
Yeah.
You guys may know that this is something I think about. Yesterday, Respawn Entertainment, the developers you may recognize from having created Titanfall 1 as well as Titanfall 2, surprise entry in their catalog, have thrown their hat into the Battle Royale ring that has been popularized by the likes of PlayerUnknown's PUBG, and also the Fortnite game, that accursed Fortnite game, that game that I can't sleep because it's every time I turn off the lights and lay down in bed, it howls from beneath my bed, the Fortnite game. As well as many other developers trying to get on this trend of the Battle Royale, which if you're not familiar, basically like Battle Royale, the movie / manga. A bunch of people dropped on islands.
Oh, I didn't realize that's where the name came from. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What a nerd. What a dweeb. What a rube. So nerdy, he bottoms out and goes on to the other end. Of not being nerdy enough.
I swung back around toward not nerdy at all.
Nerdiness is cyclical, so yeah, you do bottom out and start on the other end eventually.
Yeah, nerdy's is on a spectrum.
Yeah. They published Apex Legends, which has been the first Battle Royale game to make me think, hey, I think I want to try Battle Royale, because instead of just being a generic character, they're all actual characters with their own unique abilities on top of you're looking for guns, looking for armor on this island you're dropped off on.
Okay.
And as we've discussed before, anytime I'm not playing Overwatch, I'm looking for a way to play Overwatch. And sometimes I can't play Overwatch, even though I could be playing Overwatch because I've been playing a lot of Overwatch recently, but god dang do I want to play something that's just like Overwatch. So since it's a little hero-based, kind of more character-based, kind of piques my interest. What has gotten them a lot of good praise from the corner of Twitter I live in is the fact that they launched with 8 characters. I forget exact numbers. There is just straight up on their character profiles, which isn't the way Overwatch presents any of this information about their characters. They've got a non-binary character who's also a human and not just like a Ziggy Stardust ripoff.
Okay.
They've got a gay character who, it's not a big deal. It's just a single sentence in his character bio where he says something about like, oh, this character didn't know the true meaning of what it meant to protect someone until him and his boyfriend stole his dad's motorcycle and got in a crash, and his parents had to come rescue him or whatever. Totally just like a line. Doesn't make like a huge deal out of it. And then on top of that, there are also, whoa, 2 black women in this game?
Whoa, that's...
And Overwatch over here 3 years later has released 3 characters has released 8 characters in the 3 years it's been out, and still doesn't have a black woman, still doesn't have a non-binary character that's a human and not just a Ziggy Stardust ripoff. Kind of hides and almost makes irrelevant the fact that some of its characters are queer. Like, I'm happy they have the representation in there, but why is it taking them 3 years to get to the point that they've finally admitted to 2 of their characters being gay? But they constantly remind us that, oh no, we have tons of gay characters. We just can't tell you about them yet. I get that they want to have a narrative, but like, y'all, Apex Legends is 2 days old, and they're already making you look like fools.
Oh.
Yeah.
All the outskis.
Mm-hmm. It did lead to a Twitter post I made that I usually don't really make wishes for years. You know, when we get to a new year, I'm not like, oh, these are my plans for this year. These are the things I want to see happen this year. But this year I did include the things I want from gaming in 2019. To have more gay characters, more male characters with fat asses, and more non-binary characters with names like Bloodhound, who are human and don't just look like Ziggy Stardust ripoffs.
Right. I saw that too.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for liking it.
Thanks.
Oh wait, you didn't.
Didn't
I don't know. I feel like you didn't.
Well, I guess we're fighting now.
Yep, feels like a fight.
I'm lost. I'm 100% lost.
But yeah, I'm hoping that Overwatch is watching the reaction people are having. That everyone's like, oh, this is so cool. You just threw this out there. You didn't have to spend years building up to it. You weren't worried about your investors. You weren't worried about losing your player base. This was day 1 stuff. And like, a lot of people are commenting, a lot of men are commenting being like, you know, I really don't care if my characters are gay or straight as long as they play right. And that's just kind of like ignoring a lot of the issue, because as a white male gamer, you've already got your character. You can already self-insert yourself into this game.
Right. That's the thing. Like, yeah. Well, the fact of the matter is, it's not about whether you care.
Yeah.
Or not. Like, that's great that you have like that you don't see color.
Yeah. No, whatever, that's exactly what people are comparing it to. Is it's the I don't see color of male gamers.
Yeah. You know, like, that's awesome that it doesn't mean anything to you, but it does mean something to someone who wants to see that, you know.
Yeah.
And God damn it.
It means the world to a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of your co-players, a lot of your peers.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, we're obviously still, like, getting used to everything not being about us.
Yeah. Which we actually had an IRL conversation about this, which maybe we don't want to bring up on the show entirely, just to not put anyone on blast.
Yeah.
But just the attitude of a lot of male gamers who were like, can't address the fact that it's harder to be a woman in gaming, it's harder to be queer, person of color in gaming, because people are going to target you and mock you. But as soon as someone says anything about, hey, men are making me uncomfortable when I play video games, there's always going to be those white male gamers who's like, you know, actually it's really hard to be a male gamer right now because everyone's just kind of stealing our hobby from us. This used to be our thing and now everyone's just taking it from us. You have no idea how hard it is to be me. One time, someone someone called me a name on a chat room 5 years ago, so I think I'm an authority on this topic. It's like, nah, dog. Pipe down, shut up, take a seat, and let someone who actually deals with being bullied in gaming on a regular have a voice. Which obviously we're not necessarily the best authority on that particular experience, but I don't think either of us are trying to shut people up who have that experience.
No, and I think there's a clear difference between like speaking on someone's behalf and just
making it about you.
Speaking out that like those people should be included. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and claim to be an expert on how women and queer folks are treated in the gaming community, because I only know anecdotally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what that must be like. But I can say like, hey, maybe we just take that, serious. Yeah. Maybe we just take that for granted. And if that's what they want, maybe we just sit back and let them have that fight.
Yeah.
You know, like, not everything has to be a debate about someone, the legitimacy of someone's claim.
Yeah. Someone sharing their experience isn't an attack on you.
Yeah.
Your experience with gaming, the things you do with video games, it's still yours. You still have that. But just take a minute and listen to what other people are dealing with.
Yeah. And like, consider that if you don't have that experience, like if you don't have that problem, or if you don't see the need for representation, like it's not your thing,
Yeah. And just listen at that point. If you don't see the issue there, listen so you can maybe learn what the issue is there.
Yeah, and if you're not a game developer, like, you actually have no stake in that conversation.
Yeah.
Other than just, like, being supportive. So, like, you're whether or not you're really in favor or against it has no weight.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it has a little bit of weight because you can choose to speak out and be a part of the voice of being in favor or against something, but like, really, like, your opinion is largely invalid.
Yeah. Yeah, I do want to go back and watch, because Preston had shared a video on Facebook today of a gamer that was sharing their experience of being harassed in chat a lot of the time just because they're a woman, as soon as other people in chat. And I'm sure a lot of people who've played online have heard this, that as soon as someone hears a female voice, there's going to be someone in the chat who's like, hey, wait, are you a girl? Are you a hot girl? And I really want to, I wish I didn't have time to go into her backlog today just because I had... Shit. Are you getting burned by water?
Yeah, it's too cold.
Oh, the bad water. Should have known. It's probably holy water. Is Mario a vampire? Is he one of the vampire?
Nosferatu?
Excuse me. Nosmariatu? Isn't... No, because he can see his reflection in like that last room you were just in.
That's true. Yeah, confirmed. Mario does have a reflection. I have to take this cat out.
But yeah, I knew I wasn't going to have time to watch their backlog today just because I had interview and also this to get to today.
Yeah.
I will look them up. So if anyone else is curious about the video we're talking about. What happened?
That fool just like straight walked off on his own accord.
Huh. He's like, I'm going to get you.
Yeah. He didn't even walk in my direction. He just like wandered off to the side. That
Fuck this. I'm out.
Happened. Yeah. I guess I did it.
That's kind of fucked up though. He's like, you're not powerful enough to kill me. The only one strong enough to kill me is me.
Yeah, life. I am the Omega, and life has no challenge.
I am the Alpha. I am the Omega. So their name is Spontaneous Gaming, spelled like Spawn Point, S-P-A-W-N. And they were Now This, Her edition. If you're familiar with Facebook group, Now This shares kind of abbreviated versions of news stories and documentaries. But yeah, just sharing her experience. If anyone wants to go into her backlog and kind of get a feel for her experience as a Twitch affiliate gamer who's kind of being harassed pretty consistently in what looks like to be mostly Rainbow Six Siege, which, having played that game, I can attest it's a pretty toxic chat just baseline. And I can only imagine how much worse that gets when the nasty boys I've seen harass people in Overwatch and other online games are present. But yeah, I want to go into her backlog and just read more, educate myself on it.
Yeah.
And she's not necessarily trying to present, like, this is scientific evidence for, like, how much women get harassed. She's just like, hey, this is just a cross-section of my experience.
Yeah, it
seems to be the vibe.
Yeah. I don't think she, like... I mean, having not watched it, I didn't get the impression watching that clip that she went around, like, baiting people.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. Like, it's just, yeah, like, she streams and she just edited together, like, how she's treated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've had to witness that stuff in Overwatch, where it's another game that hinges pretty heavily on good communication, especially if you're playing competitive mode. And so often, you're playing a game, everyone's taking it very seriously, and someone will just, like, call out an enemy's position or, like, call out a strat or just inform the group of something everyone should know. And it's a feminine voice, and all of a sudden, at least one of the boys in chat is like, oh, are you a girl? Are you a 12-year-old or are you a girl? Are you a hot girl? And just, it devolves further into this nastiness. Sometimes I've seen girls able to ignore it, but so often it's just, that's the last thing they say in chat, because now they've been harassed.
Yeah.
And now they don't want to be here. Do you have to jump? Or do you just try that?
It's like a puzzle. Wait, oh, this.
Seems promising. Wall jumps?
Yeah. Or something. I don't know if I can get enough to wall jump.
But yeah, it's awful. And I mean, she, in this little documentary thing, encourages girls to enter chat anyway to help normalize the fact that, yeah, girls are here, girls are playing games.
Yeah.
Stop making a big deal out of it. Just let me play the fucking game. And for guys, when you catch this harassment, I mean, the best thing you can do is just try and call it out.
Yeah.
At least that's been my experience playing Overwatch. If you can just, like, tell someone, hey, that you're being nasty, we're trying to play a game here. Sometimes they'll shut up, sometimes they won't, but it helps that person feel like they're not so alone in that situation. Right.
More than ruining the harasser's day, it makes the victim maybe a little bit more comfortable to know that not everyone in their sphere is a complete dickhole.
So at least for the one person I've actually made friends with on Overwatch has shared their experience, like, yeah, it's so often that I load into a game and as soon as I say something, people are harassing me.
Yeah.
And so it feels, when they're in that moment where 6 people are talking or 4 or 5 people are talking and one person turns on them, it's hard to not feel like everyone else in that chat room is a boy and is just thinking the same things without saying it. So it does make them feel better when someone else can speak up and be like, hey, stop that. It's like spraying a cat with a water bottle. It's like, no, bad.
Let's all just pretend that we're just human adults.
Yeah.
Or not adults, I guess.
Because, like, you
children can play games too.
I was gonna say you wouldn't see that on, like, a pickup basketball court, but catcalling's still a thing, so
yeah.
I'm wrong.
Absolutely would too. Yeah, it's just,
we're all just trying to have fun.
It's just too bad. Like, it's like, I don't know. I'm certainly not naive enough to think that, like, we solved sexism in the gaming community.
No.
You know, in the wake of Gamergate, but
yeah.
It did kind of feel like many of us agreed after that, like, oh, this is the thing that's happening and it's not okay anymore.
Yeah.
And it's obviously still, like, really prevalent, but the fact that it's so prevalent that there are still features that can be done on it is more what I find upsetting.
Yeah.
You know, like, just sort of culturally, that, like, I would, like racism, I would never expect it to fully go away, but the fact that it's still so much there, it's like, come on. Come on, everybody. Why? What's the point? What are you doing?
Let's grow up. Let's just consciously agree.
And grow up now.